Life isn't fair, and often it is inexplicable.
But life is what happens to you every day. And for the Charlotte-based Air National Guard 145th Airlift Wing, life irrevocably changed last summer when these 4 men died when their firefighting plane went down. And tonight, for the first time, members of their squadron are talking about it in front of people who know what this kind of loss means. This is not a story about just one man.
There's no real training for it. You just do the best you can.
Nor about the 2 women beside him. It's also not about the veterans in this small town coffee shop hanging on their every word. You guys feel the same way? This is a story about a squadron of 1,400 men and women in Charlotte's 145th Air Wing. And the many bands of brothers just like them. Raise your hand if you've been on a mission where you lost someone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This group from North Carolina's Air National Guard are now members of that undesirable club. 2 Charlotte C-130s went to South Dakota last July to fight a devastating wildfire. Lieutenant Colonel Brian Ratchford was on the plane that didn't crash.
Up front, we didn't know who had made it and who had not.
It was the first firefighting C-130 to go down ever. 2 of his friends were seriously hurt. 4 died.
If I could trade places with anyone, I would already have done it. But
really?
Oh yeah.
Those men were real people. Lieutenant Colonel Paul Michael of Mooresville, Master Sergeant Robert Cannon of Charlotte, Major Joe McCormick of Belmont, and Captain Major Ryan Scott David of Boone.
They were neighbors and brothers and cousins and dads and husbands, and to us they were dear friends and colleagues and professionals that we knew to be excellent aviators.
Lieutenant Colonel Marty Dickens says the punch hit every gut in her Stanley County Combat Communications Squad, whether they knew the men personally or not.
Tears flowed and we all felt it.
Lieutenant Colonel Debbie Kidd, a chaplain, had to notify families.
That was probably the roughest thing I've done in my career.
They've never come together to talk about it until now.
I can tell you that we do have folks that have survivor's guilt.
It's that same old, oh, you know, it just hurts.
The safety board investigation was done pretty early on. Comes down to 2,000 or 3,000 pages worth of stuff in one report and 2,000 or 3,000 in another.
And overall, how do you think that the unit's doing?
I think exceptionally well.
An hour in, words flowed freely.
But I think that's what life's about. There's something that happens that reminds you to count your blessings.
When we say TGIF, it doesn't mean thank God it's Friday. It means the Guard is family.
And for the record, these 3 aren't here because they like the spotlight. They're here to show you when the going gets tough in a military team, the team gets even tighter.
I know that's something I have in common with my brothers and sisters over here.
Who is this crowd? Dedicated, some might say the most dedicated, war veterans you can find. Whether a 94-year-old survivor from World War II or a chatty member of the military police.
I am the MP, you know.
These guys meet in Richard's Coffee Shop in Mooresville every week. Sometimes by the dozens, sometimes by the hundreds.
Thank these folks for telling their story.
They invited Brian, Marty, and Debbie, and anyone else from any branch of service who might want to talk with open arms.
So these folks pay my salary, so I feel like I should answer them.
Which is why, to go back to when we asked how many in the room had lost someone, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was not surprising to hear Brian turn to the strangers he'd never met before today and try to help them.
I want to encourage those guys that did raise their hands, tell your families, pass those stories down, and they'll live on. When you start doing it, it helps a lot.
Do you think today helped you?
I hope so.
Maybe you can tell we talked for a long time in that coffee shop, and we've taken time to put together some of that raw conversation for our website, Unedited Clips. You can click on it and listen to all that right now. It is on our website.